Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Box, Easy English with Julia and Tom, where learning English is simple, practical, and fun. I'm Julia.
And I'm Tom. Hi, everyone. It's great to be here with you today. I'm feeling very energized.
That's perfect, because I am too. The day feels great, and I'm excited to get talking.
Same here. My English brain is officially switched on. And to our amazing listeners, thank you so much for joining us today, wherever you're listening from.
Tom, imagine you're talking to an important client. You need to ask them for a report. What would you say?
Easy. Hey, can you send me the report?
To an important client?
What's wrong with that?
Nothing if you're talking to your best friend.
Oh, okay. Could you send me the report, please?
Much better.
So, can you is casual, while could you sounds more polite and professional.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with casual English. The key is knowing when to use it.
So I can say, hey, what's up, to my friend, but probably not to my company's CEO.
Probably not your first choice.
Got it.
In today's lesson, you'll learn common expressions in casual and professional English. We'll show you how to use the right expression for meetings, emails, presentations, and everyday conversations.
So the goal isn't to sound formal all the time.
Right. It's about using the right English for the right situation.
And before we begin, if you enjoy learning English through calm, natural conversations like this, please like this episode and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep creating more practical lessons for you.
We'll speak slowly, and to make this lesson more effective, we'll repeat each sentence several times so you can get familiar with it. You can shadow us or pause and practice any sentence you find useful. Remember, small steps repeated consistently can create a big impact.
You can practice by speaking out loud or even silently in your head, or just play this lesson again in the background while you're working.
The more you hear and use these phrases, the more natural they'll feel. And when you need them in a real conversation, you'll be able to use them without overthinking.
All right, let's see if I can sound professional today.
Let's get started. Asking for something. Let's start with something you'll use all the time at work. Asking for something.
Right. There are many ways to ask for something in English.
But some expressions sound more casual, while others sound more polite and professional.
Let's practice some useful examples. I'll start with a casual expression, and Julia will give us a more formal expression to use in a professional situation. All right, let's begin. In a casual conversation, you can say, "Can you send me the report? Can you send me the report? Can you send me the report?"
In a more professional situation, you can say, "Could you send me the report? Could you send me the report? Could you send me the report?"
Casually, you might say, "Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something?"
In a more formal situation, "May I ask you a question? May I ask you a question? May I ask you a question?"
Casually, you can say, "I want to discuss the budget. I want to discuss the budget. I want to discuss the budget."
You can sound more professional by saying, "I'd like to discuss the budget. I'd like to discuss the budget. I'd like to discuss the budget."
Casually, you can say, "Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute."
More formally, you can say, "Could you give me a minute? Could you give me a minute? Could you give me a minute?"
Casually, you can say, "Send me the file. Send me the file. Send me the file."
More formally, you can say, "Could you send me the file? Could you send me the file? Could you send me the file?" Great job. Now let's practice these expressions in 2 short workplace conversations. First, let's imagine 2 coworkers who know each other well.
Hey, can you send me the latest report?
Sure, I'll send it to you this afternoon.
Great, thanks.
No problem. Now let's imagine you're speaking to a client.
Could you send me the latest report, please?
Of course, I'd be happy to.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. Notice the difference? Professional English often sounds softer and more polite, especially when you're making requests.
And you don't need complicated words. Sometimes just changing can you to could you can make a difference.
Exactly. The goal isn't to sound formal all the time, it's to choose the expression that fits the situation. Agreeing, disagreeing, and giving opinions.
Right. We all have opinions at work, but sometimes we need to express them in a more professional way.
Exactly. You don't always need different words. Sometimes you just need a softer way to express your opinion.
Let's practice some useful examples. I'll start with a casual expression, and Julia will give us a more professional alternative. All right? Let's begin. Casually, you can say, I think this is a good idea. I think this is a good idea. I think this is a good idea.
In a more professional situation, you can say, I believe this is a good idea. I believe this is a good idea. I believe this is a good idea.
Here's another one. Casually, you can say, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea.
In a professional situation, you can say, I'm not sure that's the best approach. I'm not sure that's the best approach. I'm not sure that's the best approach.
Now, what if you strongly disagree? You might say, I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
That can sound a little direct. A more professional way to say it is, I see it differently. I see it differently. I see it differently.
Here's another example. Casually, you might say, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong.
In a professional situation, you can soften it by saying, I'm not sure that's quite right. I'm not sure that's quite right. I'm not sure that's quite right.
And finally, I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree.
A more professional alternative is, I'm afraid I disagree. I'm afraid I disagree. I'm afraid I disagree.
Great job! Now let's practice the same situation in two different ways.
Casual situation. Talking to a coworker.
Julia, I think we should launch the new product next month.
I don't think that's a good idea. We may need more time to prepare.
I think you're wrong. I think we're ready.
Okay, that's pretty direct.
Well, I disagree.
That's fine with a coworker you know well. Now let's imagine you're talking to an important client.
Julia, I think we should launch the new product next month.
I'm not sure that's the best approach. We may need more time to prepare.
I see it differently. I think we're ready.
I understand your point, but I'm concerned that we may not be fully prepared yet.
That's a fair point. Perhaps we should review the timeline again.
I think that would be a good idea.
It sounds much more polite.
Exactly. Professional English isn't always about using longer or more complicated words.
Sometimes it's simply about sounding more respectful and less direct.
That's right. You can disagree with someone without sounding rude.
And that's an important skill in any workplace.
Common workplace expressions. Now let's look at some common expressions you'll use all the time at work.
These are phrases we often use in everyday conversations, but they can sound a little different in a more professional situation.
Exactly. Let's practice 5 useful examples.
Casually, you can say, thanks for helping. Thanks for helping. Thanks for helping.
In a more professional situation, you can say, thank you for your help. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your help.
Here's another one. Casually, you might say, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
In a more professional situation, I apologize for that. I apologize for that. I apologize for that.
Next, when someone thanks you, you might casually say, no problem. No problem. No problem.
In a more formal situation, you can say, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Here's another useful one. Casually, you can say, let's talk about the problem. Let's talk about the problem. Let's talk about the problem.
In a professional situation, you can say, let's discuss the issue. Let's discuss the issue. Let's discuss the issue.
And finally, you might say, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you.
You can also say, I'll get back to you shortly. I'll get back to you shortly. I'll get back to you shortly. Great job! Now let's see how these expressions sound in two different situations. Casual situation. Talking to a coworker.
Thanks for helping me with the report.
No problem.
Sorry about that mistake earlier.
Don't worry about it.
I'll get back to you when I have the new numbers.
Sure, no rush. Professional situation. Talking to a client.
Thank you for your help with the report.
You're welcome. I'm happy to help.
I apologize for the delay.
That's okay. We understand.
I'll get back to you shortly with the updated information.
That sounds great. Thank you.
I can hear the difference.
Exactly. But remember, casual doesn't mean bad, and formal doesn't always mean better.
For example, no problem isn't wrong or unprofessional.
And I'll get back to you is already perfectly professional.
So the goal isn't to make every sentence sound formal.
That's right. The goal is to use the expression that fits the situation. Now, let's see how much you remember. I'll give you a casual sentence. Try to make it more professional.
Ready.
Can you send me the report?
Could you send me the report?
Excellent. I'm not sure that's a good idea.
I'm not sure that's the best approach.
Great. Sorry about that.
I apologize for that.
Perfect. Let's talk about the problem.
Let's discuss the issue.
Excellent. Now, let's put these expressions into a real conversation. Casual situation. Talking to a coworker.
Hey, can you send me the latest report?
Sure, I'll send it this afternoon.
Great, thanks.
No problem. Professional situation. Talking to a client.
Could you send me the latest report?
Of course, I'd be happy to.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Same message.
Different situation.
Exactly.
So, what's the most important thing to remember?
Don't try to sound formal all the time.
And don't try to sound casual all the time.
Learn to switch between the two.
Use casual English with friends and in informal conversations.
And use professional English with clients in meetings, presentations, and other formal situations.
Exactly. The goal isn't to sound more formal. It's to sound appropriate for the situation.
Now it's your turn, everyone.
In the comments, change these casual sentences into professional English. Can you send me the file? I don't think that's a good idea.
Write your answers in the comments and we'll check them. And remember our 3-step practice.
Listen, shadow, speak. The more you practice, the more naturally you'll switch between casual and professional English.
If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to English Box.
And if you know someone who wants to improve their business English, share this lesson with them.
Most importantly, don't just watch.
Practice with us and leave your answers in the comments.
See you in the next lesson. Bye for now.